Revenge films.
My name is Kelly Smith. I'm 31 years old right now. My husband Samuel is 33 years old. We got married in our early 20s, and this is our 11th year of marriage. A lot of people around us often say that we're a married couple that gets along well, and that they're jealous of our relationship. That's probably because my husband is always in a good mood, and he's always turning towards me and making jokes at me. And I suppose when there's a lot of talking, we seem like we are a husband and wife that get along well. In this day and age, it isn't so rare for families not to have any children, but my husband and I also don't have any kids yet. Even though we'd been married for 11 years, there were problems in our relationship. Even though my husband would put on a good face outside, he would often belittle me at home. At home, he was always calling me a pig, saying that I was fat and ugly. Apparently, he wants to say that I'm fat and ugly, but I'm honestly not that overweight. And first of all, my weight hasn't changed much since before we got married. Up until we got married, he never once called me fat, nor did he ever call me ugly either. However, just the other day, when I cooked fried pork cutlets for dinner, my husband came home and he started yelling at me.
Hey, are you sure you're okay?
What are you talking about? My husband raised his voice out of nowhere and it shocked me, so I asked him what was going on.
Because for a pig to be eating pork, that's the same thing as cannibalism, isn't it? Isn't that right, Kelly?
My husband had an arrogant look on his face. Apparently, he thought he was saying something funny. I became uncomfortable, but I replied back to him, "A pig? Who are you talking about?"
Well, isn't that obvious? There are only two people here, and I'm talking to you, so obviously I'm talking about you. Oh, my bad, that's right. I spoke to a pig in words. Maybe I should have said, I guess I have to say it like that for you to understand.
I was so angry that I could feel my cheeks getting hot. I was sure that my face was turning red. That was when my husband pointed at my face and laughed.
Look at that! Your skin is turning pink and you're becoming even more like a pig!
Even though I made my husband's favorite food for him, this was a horrible reward. If you say it like it's a joke, does he think that that allows him to say whatever he wants to me? I've told you so many times now, haven't I? Please stop saying things like that.
Ha! Oh, come on. It was just a joke. Don't get so serious.
My husband brushed it off like that, and then he scarfed down the fried pork cutlet. It seems that my husband, whenever he sees me sad or upset about something, he enjoys that. I could tell that by bullying me, my husband felt a sense of happiness. Later that week, when I was making dinner one day, my husband came over to me to bully me once again.
Hey, piggy pig, what's for dinner tonight?
After he had said it to me for over 10 years continuously, I had finally reached the limit of my tolerance. That's enough already. Cut it out!
Oh, please. Before you get so pissed off, you should take a good look in the mirror. It can't be helped that you get called a pig, right?
If you're going to say this much, you won't be able to complain if I were to cheat on you, even though I have no intention of doing that. Deep down inside, a feeling started boiling inside of me that I should say more back to him, so I did. Apologize now! When I yelled at him seriously, my husband seemed to notice that I had a different air about me this time.
Oh, come on! It was just a joke! Just a joke! Calm down!
In a rare occurrence, my husband stopped grinning, and then he turned around and disappeared from the kitchen. If that's the attitude you're going to take, then I can also play my cards. I always do my best to cook my husband's favorite things, and I knew that my husband liked meat dishes. He liked things like fried pork cutlets and stir-fry beef. However, for today, I decided to cook with vegetables and vegetables only. When my husband saw that there were only vegetables lined up on the dinner table, he was devastated. Oh my, what's the matter? Are you not going to eat? Where's your appetite?
What is this? This food? Where's the meat? There's only salad and stewed vegetables. Nothing else.
What are you talking about? Oh, there's also miso soup there. It's full of vegetables.
But you could have at least put some pork meat in it and made it a pork miso soup, don't you think? You know that I love meat, don't you?
You're the one that's calling me a pig every single day, aren't you? That's why I decided to start a diet.
But even still, even if you're on a diet, you don't have to take out the meat in my food, do ya?
Why don't you also look in the mirror? It's not just for dinner, you're also eating a lot of meat for lunch, aren't you? Don't you see that your stomach is starting to stick out?
Well?
I hit the nail on the head, and my husband shrank in his seat, and he quietly started eating the salad. From there, every day, I prepared dinner without any meat in it. And after just a few short days, my husband made noise.
Please, I'm begging you, that's enough already. Please put meat in the dinner.
Sure, fine. But in return, you better not call me a pig ever again, okay?
All right, I understand. I swear I definitely won't call you a pig anymore or anything like that. I promise.
My husband promised me on that day. And so I returned the dinner menu to what it used to be before, and my husband stopped calling me a pig or bashing me like that. So he's finally had a change of heart. That's what I thought, and I was happy. However, that was a big mistake. And the only reason why I realized what a mistake that was because I received a phone call one day from a mutual friend of my husband and I. That friend was a woman, and she called me and said to me, "Kelly, I just thought I should tell you that your husband is always talking really badly about you behind your back, calling you fat and ugly and a pig. And then the other day he said, I called a pig, and it stopped making any food with meat in it, even though all I did was to say the truth. You know, it's really hard to have a pet pig around." I couldn't believe it, but that's what he said, and I thought you should know. I was completely devastated. It was true that my husband had kept his promise with me. He had stopped calling me a pig or bashing me in the house. However, instead, he was going outside and saying it to everybody else that wasn't me. He said that even though you're a wife, you stopped making dinner properly, and without trying to solve it with a discussion, you started using dinner to hold him hostage, and that you were using it as a threat. He was also saying that. Apparently, he was going around and telling everybody that I was a horrible wife, both on the inside and on the outside. When I found out that my husband wasn't actually sorry for his actions, I was crushed. My friend told me that there were a number of people who started believing what my husband was saying to them, and so my friend gave me the advice that I should try to do something about it. Thank you so much for letting me know. Thanks to my friend cheering me up and having my back, I was able to stand back up again. At the same time, an intense anger toward my husband started boiling inside of me. I'm definitely going to get revenge for this. I had already recorded my husband's abusive words towards me. Since it had continued for over 10 years at this point, I had multiple opportunities to get recordings of him. However, up until this moment, I had never shared those recordings with anybody, and nobody outside had heard them before. That's because I wanted to avoid destroying our marriage of over 10 years at this point. It was also because, to be honest, I also remembered the kind image of my husband from the past, and there was a part of me somewhere deep down inside that felt like if we were to discuss it and talk it out, we would be able to solve our problems. However, in that moment, I realized that there was no possibility of that. So that night, I was standing at the front door with my arms crossed, waiting for my husband. When he came home from work, he seemed shocked to see me standing there like that.
What is it? Why are you standing there like this?
Welcome home, honey. Actually, there's something that I wanted to say to you directly, so I decided to wait here. I've decided that I'm going to move back in with my parents.
Huh? What are you saying? If you leave, then who the hell is going to do the cleaning and the laundry and the cooking around here?
Hey, I gave you a proper warning, didn't I? And yet it seems like you've been calling me a fat, ugly pig quite a lot these days. When I said that, my husband turned pale and started shaking. You don't want to have a pet pig, isn't that right? And shouldn't you also be embarrassed that you have a pig doing all of your chores for you and a pig taking care of you? And you know, I also don't want to be together with somebody that keeps calling me a pig.
No. Well, I wasn't saying it directly to you anyway.
You promised that you wouldn't say it, didn't you? Did you think that I was never going to realize? And you know what? I am extremely hurt. I was hurt that you didn't regret anything that you said about me.
No, I was just making some jokes with some friends. That's all it was. Stop taking it so seriously. You're taking a joke and taking it too seriously. Now you're trying to move home? That's so lame.
Even at this point, it seems that he was still going to try and stand his ground that it was just a joke. I can't live with you anymore. That's it. Goodbye. And then I walked out of the house. I headed to my parents' place and I arrived there. I had multiple missed calls on my phone from my husband, but I ignored them all. I felt so relieved after that. And then a few days went by since I left the home. Both my parents and my husband's parents were on my side. The big reason behind that was because I let them hear the recordings that I had of my husband bashing me, and it was so awful that they were all completely shocked. In order to put an end into my relationship with my husband, I decided to call him one day. When my husband opened his mouth, the first thing that he did was make even more excuses.
Come on, Kelly, that was all just a joke! How many times do I have to tell you for you to understand that? I don't actually think that you're fat or ugly or that you're a pig. Come on, you know how comedians are always teasing fat people? That's all it was!
Well, I'm not a comedian, and neither are you.
Oh, come on! Stop holding on to stupid words like that so much and complaining! Seriously, you have no sense of humor. You can't even take a joke!
At this point, I was over it. That's enough already. I understand who you truly are now, so let's just get a divorce now.
I don't wanna! I'm not gonna get a divorce! I'm a good husband that loves his wife! That's what everyone thinks! As if I could end things at this point. I've dragged this wife along for 10 years now, and if we're gonna be getting a divorce over something like this, how much is my image going to go down within my company?
Seriously, all you ever think about is yourself, isn't it? You don't even have any feelings of wanting to apologize sincerely, do you? I said it to him crystal clear. Even if it's a joke, there is no way that I would want to be with a man who calls his wife fat, ugly, or a pig. I have no intention of living with somebody like that. And so I got a divorce, and on top of that, I collected a $20,000 settlement fee for emotional abuse. The rumors about the reason behind the divorce spread around my ex-husband's workplace, and it became so uncomfortable for him that he resigned. My ex-husband was calling me a fat, ugly pig and telling me to look in the mirror, but he wasn't good looking at all, and he was getting chubby as well. I heard that he's trying to set up dates to get married again, but none of them are going well.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.